Well, really good match, really good volleyball match. Karen's doing a great job with that team. They'll be a team that come conference tournament time will have a chance to win that thing. They're physical, they're talented, they handle the ball well. I had a lot of respect watching him on film, and then see him in person. Certainly did nothing to hurt that. So we're really, really glad to get the win, and it'll take another great effort tomorrow.
Hey, Coach, Jared with the Daily News here. It always looks good for the people watching when you dominate a team like you did the last time you were on the court, but how important was it for you to get a test like you did today and to respond, to the challenges that it presented to you guys?
Yeah, I think it was good for us. Because we weren't really able to control our non-conference schedule in terms of who we played and stuff like that, we didn't have a ton of non-conference challenges. Usually we play one of the toughest non-conference schedules in the country to give us these moments. And Charlotte was definitely that. And I'm really, really proud of the way our team handled themselves. It felt like we were down 9-2 at the beginning of that first set, the way we were playing, and we looked up and it was, 9-7, 8-6, something like that. We were still hanging in there. And I think it just says a lot about our team. And, they've been in a lot of big matches, and they never really wavered. And we could have done some things better. I told our team in the locker room just now, I'm frustrated with the way we did some things because we missed some assignments, and you can't do that in big matches. We missed some assignments and gave away some easy points. So I'm frustrated with that, but I'm really proud of the fact that they found a way to win, anyway, in those moments. So we're excited about that.
Coach, this is Hunter Smith with WBKO. What were you kind of telling your players as they would kind of rotate out back onto the bench, especially in that first match when you guys were down?
Yeah, we just kept talking about being sound on our side. We gave away a bunch of points with things that you should never give away points on. Some miscommunication stuff. Just simple stuff, some off blocker defense, just dropping and staying involved in the play instead of just standing and watching. And, when we were off the ball. And so it was just a reminder that, we were doing a lot of the big things reasonably well, but, a lot of the little things were what were causing us to struggle. And, in our game, it's weird. It can be, 18, it can be an 18 all score, because you had a breakdown in communication. And if you had handled that well, it's 19-17 instead of 18 all, and that looks way different on the scoreboard, especially in a competitive match.
In that second set, obviously very, very close, very competitive, finished 26-24. It seemed like Lauren was huge for you guys in that set. 8 kills, I believe, during that, and then I believe the last 3 kind of in crunch time. When it comes down to that in the set, it seems like she's a player, preseason conference player of the year where you expect that from her. I guess, what did you see from her, specifically during that stretch?
Yeah, well, again, I was pretty disappointed in the way Lauren played in the first set. That was very uncharacteristic of her. She had some unforced hitting errors. She missed some blocking assignments, things of that nature. But, that's why I love coaching that kid, because she has that in her, and because when she struggled, I didn't need to go over and pat her on the back and tell her you're going to be okay. I went after her pretty good and challenged her pretty good. But that's what I love about coaching that kid, is I know I can go after her, and I know she's going to accept that challenge. And she really changed the complexion of the match as it wore on through that second and third set.
Coach, this is Hunter with WBKO. When you have players like Lauren where you can coach hard, how much does that help resonate with the rest of the team and being able to coach them hard as well?
Yeah, well, I coach them all hard. I don't know. I guess it is hard. I don't know. For me, I know football guy doesn't feel that hard, but to me, my thing has always been I coach them truthfully. They players know where they stand when they play for me. And you may have to present it a little bit different to a different kid on our team than you do Lauren, but I coach them all from a place of truth. I tell them, when they're doing things well, I let them know that. When they're doing things poorly, I let them know that. And they have a responsibility to their teammates. This is not tennis. This is not golf where it's just you out there. And every action you have out there impacts everybody around you. And if any kid on our roster, Lauren or anybody else, is struggling, I think our players would tell you that I'm going to let them know. And but it comes from a place of truth more than really coaching them hard. I'm just keeping it real with them and telling them the truth and telling them what they need to hear. And I want players that want to be coached that way. When you can tell your players the truth and they respond to it, then you got a chance to keep improving. And I think that it leads to a healthy respect in your locker room, because when you tell a player when they're doing well, they can believe that that's accurate, because you balance it out so well.
Coach Jared with the Daily News again. I know I asked you about it before the Old Dominion series that didn't get played, and you said you were more worried about getting to 2-0 against Old Dominion all time. But this is win number 650 for you in your career. I believe Jess had the stat that you're only the 13th active Division I coach to reach that milestone. Now that you're here and you have that win, what does it mean to you?
Just hard, to be honest. It's just hard to believe. It really honestly is just hard to believe. I've never, I'm just the ball coach here at Western Kentucky. I'm just trying to do the best job I can with our players every day. And I'm not worried about people thinking I'm one of the best in the country or one of the best. None of that matters. If the players in my locker room feel good about me being their coach, and they know that I love and care about them, and that I'm making them better players and making them better people, then enough for me. I want to be the one person that does that more than I want to win 650 times on the court.
And, jumping back to the match, I know you came in expecting this Charlotte offense to be very good. And, that was kind of one of the keys that we talked about. How do you feel like you guys did defensively today's match?
Well,
besides the missed assignments and stuff early on.
Yeah, it was very up and down. And you saw it, in set two, we had our highest efficiency offensively in set two, and it was 26-24. We hit 500, and it was a 26-24 set because of what we were doing on the defensive side of the ball. And, there's three phases of defense. There's serving, there's blocking, and then there's floor defense. And to be honest, we had breakdowns in all three of those as the day went on at different times. And it cost us, because good teams will expose you when you do some of those things poorly. So tomorrow, that will be our big emphasis, is try to defend at a higher level.
Anything else, Travis?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we've got Lauren Matthews here. Go ahead with questions when you're ready.
Hey, Lauren, this is Jared with the Daily News. This is the first question I asked Coach, but, you guys got probably your biggest test of the year today. How do you guys feel like you handled that, and how important was it at this point in the season to, get a test like this?
I think it's very important, and I think it was a pretty good game for us mentally. We stayed in it, even though we struggled a ton. I think this was the game we struggled the most in. So we're pretty excited about tomorrow to see how we're going to come out and do.
Lauren, this is Hunter Smith with WBKO. What does it really kind of say about this team to struggle in the ways that you did, but still come away with a sweep?
I think it says a lot. It says that we're a veteran team, as our coach says a lot, and that we've been in tough situations, so we know how to handle them.
And this is Jared again with the Daily News. Going back to that first set, it sounded like Coach, wasn't really too pleased with the way things went. You weren't either. Second set, you were huge. I guess, what was the difference for you personally?
I just took it as a personal challenge for me to do better. I was pretty disappointed with my performance. I know my teammates may not say it, but I know they were thinking it. So I just had to do better.
Hi, Lauren. This is Cassie from the Herald. So what adjustments do you think that you guys are going to need to make before the match tomorrow?
We just need to be sharper on defense, all aspects, blocking, serving, floor defense, all of it.
I asked Coach about this, 650 wins now for him in his career. Being someone that plays for him and helping him reach that, what does it mean to see him reach a milestone like that, and being one of only 13 active Division I coaches to do so?
I think it's crazy. And like he says, he's one to not talk about stuff like that. He's just like, whatever. So I think it's a cool milestone that he's hit and that we're a part of that.
I learned this Cassidy again. So personally, how did you stay confident like throughout this match after that tough start in set one?
I just, like I said before, I just took it as a personal challenge and just had to play through it and can't give up. Like I couldn't let my teammates down. If I'm down and showing that, then that'll bring them down, and we can't have that. So stay positive.
Anything else for Lauren? All right, awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lauren. Thanks, Lauren.
All right, we'll be back in a second with Nadia. All right, we've got Nadia Juné here. Go ahead with questions when you're ready.
Hey, Nadia, this is Jared with the Daily News in Bowling Green here. You know, a little bit of a slower start. You know, it's obviously a good Charlotte team, like Travis said, expected to compete for the conference title. But, you know, coming out of the gate, do you feel like it was rust or their attack or miscommunication that kind of got you off balance, and what did it take to kind of correct some of those things?
It was obviously a slow start for us. I don't know if we weren't prepared. I think it was crazy because remember we were it was 8-9 at one point, I believe, and we just felt like we were losing by so much more. And I think that just points to our maturity and kind of staying in when we're not doing things well and we don't really know why, but you know, we can still keep on going on. But I think as the match went on, we made corrections and we tried to communicate as well as listen. And that kind of showed in how we did for the rest of the match.
Hi, Nadia. This is Cassidy from the Herald. So what adjustments are you and the team going to have to make before this match tomorrow?
Yeah, obviously we expect Charlotte to come out really great tomorrow. You know, they can make adjustments to what we did, and it's going to be hard for us to see what we did wrong and just be ready for anything coming at us. But I think, I guess, defensively being more sturdy there, and I think offensively for me, run a more sharp offense. Although we had a pretty high percentage today, I still think the hitters didn't feel too good about what happened today. So.
Nadia, this is Hunter Smith of WBKO. What does it kind of say about this team, the fact that you were able, you know, you guys struggled early, but then we're still able to come away with a win today?
Yeah, I think it just shows that we're in it for the long haul, really. You know, we can't be at our best all the time, and I think we understand that. And when we're in those moments, we have to give something, whether that's talking or doing something that's not the big part of our game, like blocking or, you know, off blocker defense. You just have to stay in it. And it's okay to struggle as long as you know, you're going to be there later in the game.
Hey, Nadia, this is Jared with the Daily News. I know Lauren just said, and Travis said too, that she wasn't really happy with the first set that she played, but second set, she was big for you guys, you know, especially down the stretch. You know, as the person that kind of facilitates the offense and sets up some of these hitters, you know, is there a point where, you know, Lauren or any of them that you're like, all right, she's feeling it now and you want to get them the ball even more?
Sorry, can you explain that one more time?
So, you know, was there like a point in that second set where you're like, Lauren's feeling it now or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, Lauren's such a great player, easy for me to set, you know. When she's struggling, it doesn't really frustrate me. It more makes me think in a way, like, how can I get her going? Because I always know she's going to be a player who's always going to show up in the game and always make a comeback if she's struggling. So, you know, I was looking for ways to get her the ball, and obviously she played a big role in set 2 and 3. So she did a really good job today.
Hi, Nadia. This is Cassidy again. So I asked Lauren the same question, but personally, like, how did you stay confident after that tough start, and how did you stay confident through those next two sets?
I just, you know, I never really thought we were going to lose. You know, we were struggling, and that's something that we have in our team is a lot of trust that, you know, we're not doing our best, but, you know, we're still going to do just enough. And, you know, I stay confident because I just know everyone's going to work hard and they're going to try and do their best in every ball.
Nadia, Jared with the Daily News again. You know, this win is number 650 for Travis, only one of 13 active Division I coaches to reach that milestone. You know, what does it mean for you to see him reach that as someone who's helped him get there and, you know, someone who didn't necessarily start their career here at Western Kentucky?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Obviously, there's not a lot of coaches who've done that, and I think it just points that Travis has been here for 26 years, and he's been doing this for a long time. And if anything, I feel like my time here is just a blessing to me. I get to experience why he has that many wins, and we're gonna keep on going, see how many we can get for him.